Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome. As a hotelier, I've had a front row seat to the evolution of our industry, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to talk about a major shift in what it means to deliver truly exceptional hospitality. You see, today we're going beyond just service. We're going to learn how to become architects of memory. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, isn't it? The real heart of modern luxury. Success isn't just about flawless execution anymore. It's measured by the unforgettable moments that a guest takes with them long after they've checked out. In the world of ultra luxury, the whole game has changed. It's not enough to be perfect. You have to be personal. It's about creating stories. So today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll start by looking past what we think of as five-star service. Then, we'll dive into how to listen for those little personal details, how to design the perfect moment around them, master the art of timing, build a culture that makes it all possible, and finally, what all of this means for your legacy in this amazing industry. Okay, so let's jump right into our first big idea. The rule book for luxury is, well, it's being completely torn up and rewritten. We are moving away from a world of perfect, polished procedures, a simple checklist of things to do, and we're stepping into a brand new era that's all about genuine human connection and emotion. And this really gets to the heart of it. On one side, you have your standard luxury. It's efficient, sure, it's flawless, but it can also be a bit cold, a little impersonal. It's perfect service, technically. But then, on the other side, you have what we're calling seven-star memories. And these are totally different. They're personalized, they're emotional, and they're driven by a story. The whole goal is to make your guest the hero of a unique story that unfolds just for them. So that begs the question, how do we find the inspiration, the raw material for these incredible stories? Well, it all starts with a skill that goes way beyond just taking an order. It's really an art of discovery. And that brings us to this new mindset I want you to adopt. We call it listening for the gold. I want you to reframe how you think about your team. They're not just service providers anymore. From now on, they are detectives of the heart. And their mission? It's to proactively listen for those small personal details. That's the gold that a guest might just happen to drop into a casual conversation. So what does this gold actually look like? Honestly, it can be almost anything. It could be a mention of a favorite flower from their childhood garden, a nostalgic story about their grandmother's special recipe, maybe a quiet hint about an anniversary they aren't making a big deal of. These aren't just random facts. They are invitations. They are clues that give you a direct path to a guest's heart. But here's the thing. Finding the gold is only the first step. The real magic, the part that changes everything, is when you take that little piece of insight and transform it into a truly unforgettable moment. Let's use a perfect real-world example. Imagine a guest is checking in, just making small talk, and they mention offhand that the only thing they're sad about on their trip is missing their daughter's piano recital. Now, for most people, that comment would just float by. But for a detective of the heart, that is a solid gold nugget right there. And this is how it works. You've discovered the detail. Now, using your creativity and the autonomy that a great hotel should give you, you create something special. You don't just say, "Oh, that's a shame." You offer a solution. Maybe you arrange for a brilliant local pianist to play her recital pieces right there in the hotel lounge, just for them. Or what if you set up a high-definition live stream in their suite, complete with a printed program and a bowl of their daughter's favorite snacks? Now you're talking. But creating the perfect moment is only half the battle. The other half, what I like to call the secret ingredient, is knowing exactly when to deliver it. You see, real impact is all about emotional intelligence. It's not always about how big the gesture is. The most powerful moments, the ones that really stick with people forever, are often those unexpected acts of kindness that show up when a guest least expects them, or maybe when they need them the most. Just think about this comparison for a second. A private dinner on a helipad. That's incredible, absolutely. A huge, grand gesture. But now, imagine a guest who you know has just returned from a funeral. Imagine them finding a quiet, handwritten note of comfort in their room. That is an intimate connection that goes so far beyond service. It's an act of profound human kindness. Now, of course, these incredible individual moments can't just happen in a vacuum. They need to be supported and celebrated by the entire organization. And that requires a very specific kind of system for success. We call it a culture of the extraordinary. And what that really means is creating an environment where every single member of your team feels empowered, where they're encouraged to think not just like an employee following a script, but like an artist, like a dreamer, like a true creator of experiences. And a culture like this doesn't just spring up overnight. It's built on a few key pillars. First, leadership has to live and breathe it. Second, you have to give your employees the autonomy to act on their brilliant ideas. Third, you've got to cut through the red tape so they can act right in the moment. And finally, you give them the tools to succeed, like a dedicated surprise and delight budget to really make that magic happen. Let me share a beautiful, real case study of that culture in action. A housekeeper notices a little girl's beloved teddy bear is looking a little loved, a bit worn out. Using her autonomy, she goes to the hotel seamstress and asks for a favor: a tiny, custom hotel bathrobe for the bear. That small, unprompted act of kindness, it just secured that family's loyalty for a generation. That's the power we're talking about. So let's bring this all home and talk about what this really means for you and your career. Because this isn't just a philosophy of service. This is a clear path to building a truly meaningful and lasting professional legacy. Think about it. When you create these kinds of moments, you are doing so much more than just providing a service. You are actually becoming a co-author in your guest's life story. You're no longer just someone who works at a hotel. You are a part of their personal history, a key player in their cherished family memories. And this, right here, should be your mission. As you move through your career, your ultimate goal should be to leave a trail of these positive, unforgettable moments in your wake. To make sure that every single guest leaves not just feeling satisfied, but with a heart that is genuinely full of stories they cannot wait to tell. So I'll leave you with this one question, a question to carry with you every single day of your career. As you go about your work, just keep asking yourself, what story will my guest tell tomorrow because of what I did today? Now go out there and make them truly great ones. Thank you.